Hi, Marcus. It's great to be talking to you again, my friend. How are you doing today?
I'm fine. It's great to talk to you as well. Yeah, I'm fine. It's cold Swedish weather, but that's how it is in Stockholm.
Yeah, I bet in Sweden must be cold right now. And,
Yeah,
it's the price of January. The
yeah,
24th marks the release of Avatarium's brand new album. This is our sixth album, I think.
yeah.
Between You, God, the Devil, and the Death. What
Mm.
can you reveal to your fans about this album?
I think the fans who like where we started, with the first album, will be happy about this album. It's still a new as every album we try to explore new grounds and everything. But it's more riff based than the previous album, I would say. And we wanted to make an album. One of the things I wanted was just to make an album that would be fun with songs that would be fun to play live. And I love to play heavy riffs, on a loud volume. so yeah. But it's a lot of different songs. It's like acoustic numbers and piano numbers. So it's I think in a whole I'm very happy with this album. I think as from beginning to start as a whole it's our best album because with the listening experience because it has a great flow to me in it.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that's true. I'm still not sure if it's your best album because I've been a fan of Avatarium for a long, long time,
mm,
and always the first time I listen to the album, I hate it, and then as I get into it, I start loving it. Right now, I'm in the part where I'm loving it already, but I'm not sure if it's your best yet because gotta give it time.
that's
Um,
cool.
and yet, this album marks another step forward in your career. Where do you think that's more noticeable?
It's always for us. We always try to challenge ourselves and to do something new and to have an every time we make an album we try to have like a vision like both like audio wise and musical wise and all this to have a vision and we aim for that and and sometimes it gets close to where what we aim for and sometimes it kind of goes another path and we just try to follow the music and everything and I think for us to continue to do albums it's we have to be like that otherwise we are all these kind of personalities so and it's also the legacy from Leif Edling because since we started with Avatar and we always tried to to do new things and not make the new album sound like the last one. And some people like that, and some people have a problem with that. But most people seem to like it. Actually, I would say who follows us.
Yeah, but I mean that's one of the things that makes you who you are. I think that's one of your identifying traits.
Mm. Thank you. Yeah.
Also, in my opinion, this you already said that this album, the fans of the first album, will actually like this one. That's true. I think there's some heavy songs on this album, like "Till Forever" and "Again,"
Mm.
or "Being with the Dead." They are more like riff-oriented songs.
Yeah.
But there are also some songs like "My Hair Is on Fire," "Won't Take Your Hand,"
Yeah.
or "Lovers Give the Kingdom to Each Other" that could be on Hurricanes and Nails. So I
Yeah.
think that this album like captures a little bit of essence throughout your whole career. Do you feel the same
Yeah.
way?
Yeah. I think so. I think we talked about it, and it feels like we kind of got everything together on this album. you know, So it's like so I will see. But we have these three keywords with dark, heavy, and poetic, and that's all always what we aim for. And Avatarium is about it's a vibe. It's not like it has to be in a certain way, but it has to have the right vibe. And when we think like that, it's usually easy to find to know if it's right or wrong for Avatarium what we're doing and yeah.
Yeah, and overall, I think Avatarium are like food for your soul. Not sure if you
Oh,
feel the same way about that.
thank you. Yeah, it's. I think for us, it's we try to, as I said, to challenge ourselves and try to, you know, understand some things that we can't put words on. And music touches you in a way that it can open up doors in your heart and in your soul and in your brain, of course. And some of these things is hard to explain with words, but in music and with if you make the lyrics a little bit more poetic and not like you tell exactly what you want, but
Mhm.
you search for something, so it's important for us to we're trying to to understand and to express things
Mhm.
we feel. So it's a way for us to hopefully get a little wiser through music, or at least just be in a good environment, where you can when you can reach for it. You can turn your gaze from what you see and to what you don't see, and what but there are still, there's a lot of things that we don't understand. So yeah.
Yeah, and what kind of poetic influence does that have on this album? You know, it's also a very mysterious title.
Yeah, it's Jenny Ann's lyrics, so I would say it's better that would be better if she talked about that, but it is about the title song is a little bit about secrets, and you're holding secrets, and some secrets, some things that you try to hide can really diminish your life, and then there are, I've been experienced that in my life, because you feel ashamed for something, whatever, and you can't talk about it, but if you let it out, you know with someone you can trust, of course, then a lot of the times you can experience, wow, this wasn't so bad or so shameful. And as long as you try to change your ways, if you live in a way that doesn't create good good things for you and the people around you, you can change it, and you don't have to spend the rest of your life regretting all the things you did or didn't do, because there's always new chance, and it's about, you can always fall, but you always have to get up on your feet again and try again, and make life as good as possible, and be loving, and all these things that makes life worth
Yeah,
living.
it's not like one big decision. It's the small decisions that you make after the big decision.
Exactly. It's every day is like all the thoughts, how how what you focus your mind at, what you aim for. If you can aim for positive, good thoughts, or you can stay in the dark and the depressing thoughts, and hateful or whatever, and jealous thoughts, all these dark thoughts. And I really try to, when these dark thoughts, because I think we all have them, when they come, I always try to just like aim to the light instead. And it's like,
Mhm.
I believe in, I started to believe in demons, and angels. So to me, it's like, that's a demon, be gone, and then I aim for the angels instead.
Yeah, man, that's a very good description, I think. And you were saying that these are obviously Jenny Ann's lyrics, but I found something curious. I think it's in um, Until Forever and Again that you have one German word inside
Yeah,
of all English. That's something maybe that allows you to explain better what you are saying.
Yeah, I think Jan has to explain that. It's I think I have to leave that for Jan.
Okay.
That's
Um,
yeah.
Yeah, then moving on to the composition process, that's something that you and Daniel did together. I think, in your own words, I think in the press release, you said that you felt inspired by classical music for this album.
Mm.
In what way did it inspire you?
No, I I actually started my musical journey as a kid with classical music. That's how I started. Both my parents, they loved classical music, and so I listened. I've been always hearing classical music, and then I started to play cello, and I sang. When I was a kid, I sang at the opera and stuff. So I went to music school and all these kind of things. So classical music has always been a part of my life. And then, when I started to play guitar, I got influenced by Richard Blackmore, Yngwie Malmsteen, all these musicians. They love Bach, and these kind of, and so I listened a lot in my teenage years also. Especially Bach was very important then. But a few years ago we brought Janjan's old piano. She had a piano she bought when she was 19, and it's been in a house, on the other side of Sweden, on the west coast. We live on the east coast, and so it had to travel like 500 kilometers, and then I kind of renovated it, and then I started to play piano again because I played a little bit when I was a kid, so I started to play, like I had to practice a little bit every day, and I listen a lot to Beethoven's piano sonatas, and I've been really, I'm totally been digging into Beethoven's symphonies and piano sonatas because something just happened. I'm struck. He was such an amazing composer. But anyway, so when I practice piano, I'm not that good, but I try to find out, nice things that I can play, left and right hand, and not just scales, but make it musical. So it's like, okay, I create a riff in my left hand and I play chords with my right hand, and if I like how it sounds, I practice it a little bit and then I record it. So a lot of the ideas were these kind of ideas, that I come up with. Usually when I sit with an instrument, whatever instrument it is, I usually come up with ideas, So that's how, and that's how it's kind of influenced by classical music. But I'm not a trained classical music anymore. I've been spending my whole adult life, exploring the blues and, and hard rock and some jazz stuff. But but I always loved the classical music. So I come of course, from a different angle anyway. But it's fun.
Yeah, and Yanni Jens also came from that background more than art rock music, I think.
Yeah, now she's more like self-trained, and she grew up like in in the woods, and she loved to sing and she listened to music, and she was like, when she was a teenager, she was in she played with rehearsed with rock bands and stuff. So she learned that way, screaming her lungs out in a rehearsal studio. So that's why she had this, old school power and
Yeah.
everything, which is great. And
Yeah, and
I guess there wasn't that many people to play with, so she had to play with the guys who maybe like Rainbow and these kind of bands, even though she maybe wanted to, sing Whitney Houston or whatever,
yeah. No, this is also the first album on which you and Danielle write all of the songs.
Yeah.
Can you see this as a new era for Avatarium?
Yeah, hopefully. I love to do this, and we have it's always amazing when we release an album and we do interviews and we get all this positive response because we don't play that much live. But it's so nice to meet, to talk to people like you and other people, and so I understand that we affect people with our music, and that, of course, is fantastic. And since music is so important to me, so if I can make some someone feel the same thing with music that I've done, then it's an amazing thing. We'll see. Right now, I think Avatarium is. We don't really know how to proceed. We will do some festivals this summer. We might do some shows this year, and then we'll see. It depends a little bit. Depends on many different things. And we have a kid. He's turning 7 now, so he's in school, so it's not that easy. But to go out and tour and stuff. But we'll see. I'm sitting and playing music every day, and I'm already have quite many musical ideas, of course. So we'll see where they will end up. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean it won't be great for sure. No, just remember that besides being the partners here in Avatar, you and Daniel are actually partners in real life too.
Yeah.
Is there any difference, or does that make any difference in the composition process? When you are writing together, when compared, for example, when you write with other people.
Yeah, I think it does actually. We've been asked these questions many times, and I came to realize, that because I listen a lot to the Sabbath by the Sabbath album, I listen to a lot of the early Judas Priest lately, and both these, periods in time with these bands, they lived together and they were like very tight, and they created music and they lived together, did kind of what, and when you spend that much time together, like we do other stuff. We raise a kid, and we try to, we have other things in life that is also important. But we always, we listen to music, and so we're kind of at the same, musical. What do you say? When you hang with someone a lot, you kind of get alike. And when I listen to some music, I can, we can be in the kitchen and listen to this piece, music. It would be cool to do something like this, or Jenny Ann plays like something to me, and so I think it really helps. We can. Sometimes when you don't meet people that often, if you meet like after a half a year, you can have gone different paths, and you have to start over again. Okay, I've been listening to this much lately, blah blah blah. Can we blah 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 go in this path, blah blah blah? But you don't have to do that much when you live together, because we're constantly talking about music, about philosophy, about theology, psychology, all these things that interests us is an ongoing process, and that of course will affect the music and the lyrics and everything.
Yeah, and it aligns both your ideas to one common goal. Yeah,
really.
Yeah,
so I think it's very good.
Yeah, and this is the first album without the contribution of my Fedling. Why was there no space for a contribution from him this time?
It's he's working so much with Candlemass, so it's more about that. And I'm working a lot with him as well, because I'm producing the Candlemass albums, and so I meet Leif a lot. Anyway, we meet at least once a week. He's also this kind of guy that I meet so much, so we also kind of go parallel in our musical journey, and he's extremely important to me, because he's been teaching me a lot about a lot of bands, obscure metal bands and stuff that I never listened to. So he's always a big inspiration, and
and
it's great to have him around. I'm very thankful for that.
Yeah, and though he doesn't have the contribution in writing songs, his presence is still very present. I think, like in songs like "Till Forever and Again." I think it's clear Candlemass.
his DNA is in Avatarium.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
That's how it is.
Yeah, but can we see that song Until Forever and Again, like his parting message, like until forever and again, until we see each other again?
Um, yeah, it's probably. you know, I think you should listen to it and see what how it affects you and what kind of thoughts you will
Mhm.
get. But I just love that song, but I'm not sure what it's about.
Yeah, I'm probably overthinking it.
Ah, I also really like to when I dig into songs and when I really like a song, I really like to try to understand the lyrics, and if the lyrics affects me and kind of reaches something in me, then I of course love the song even more. So I think it's I do that a lot with music as well. But this particular song I haven't been thinking that much about the lyrics and also once again but I like it. It's a great song.
Yeah, it is. And this album also shows the return of the Amon Dargan to your compositions after
Yeah,
that very first thing it didn't. What
that's
inspired you
true.
to include it again this time?
Um, we wrote the album was kind of written and done, and then and there's a lot of piano on the album, and I was like, I don't know if we're gonna have like a lot of keyboards or whatever we're gonna have, but then I felt maybe we need because me and Jan has been doing so much, and Habo, our drummer, he's also been extremely involved in the process, with arrangements and everything. But I felt like I need one more person to come in here. And Richard Nilsson, he's been, playing with us since Hurricanes and Halos, back and forward. He's like Sweden's Don Airy, I usually say, because he's such an amazing musician, and he's a great, he has this, he's a producer as well, so he has this, producer mind and everything. So I just asked him, I threw a few songs on him and said, would you like to try to do something with these songs to see if we can contribute with some keyboards, and he did what he did, and it really lifted the songs. So because I do so much here, I'm part of the writing process, and I record it, and then I also mixed this album even. So then I have to, if it's just not going to be me and Yan,
Yeah.
especially me, it was extremely important to bring in another person. And Richard Nilsson, he's one of the few persons that I really trust, and we are like we are like brothers as well, like musical brothers. So we don't have to talk that much when we play together. It's good things happens. So I'm extremely happy that he's on this album because it wouldn't have sounded the same without him.
Yeah, man, and it's the Amon organ really gives a different vibe to some of those songs. And so he was also responsible for playing them, right? Because I don't
Yeah,
think there's been any credit so far.
yeah, it should be, but he is on the album credits, of course. But um, I think, or maybe it should be. It should be because
And what
he's
about the
doing.
keyboards? Was
We
that
also have another friend of, especially Jan, but also a friend of mine called Daniel Philipsson, who plays the piano on My Hair Is on Fire, which also is quite beautiful. So, and then
and
I
so
play
we
some piano. I play piano on the title track,
yeah, okay.
and
Mhm.
because I wrote it and it's like recorded it, and Jenny sang on it. And it's like, okay, no, it's supposed to sound like this. So it's no. Sometimes it's no reason to re-record things just because if you're happy with the. Sometimes good things happens when you
In
record
the
things the
moment.
first time. Yeah.
Yeah, you already said that you don't play that much live, and you don't, but you have a very special concert planned for one day before the release of the album,
Yeah,
just to introduce the album. What are you planning for that show?
we're gonna play. We're gonna play a few songs. It's gonna be a release party, and we invite our friends, and some fans might be there as well. And it's just a celebration of the album, and we're gonna do it at Marshall's headquarters, which is cool because I love Marshall. So we play like 5 songs from the new album actually, and have some drinks and laughs, hopefully.
Yeah, everything among friends and fans, so I'm
Yeah,
sure it
it's
will be
just
great.
gonna be it's just gonna be hopefully a good time and celebration of the album.
Yeah, I'm sure it will be great. Besides that, do you have any live plans planned for any live shows?
Yeah, we have like 5 or 6 festivals booked in
Mhm.
Europe this summer, and we are talking about with to booking companies to do some more our own shows this year. We'll see. But it's hard for us to be on the road like 3-4 weeks, unfortunately. But we can be on the road for like a week or something like that. So we see if we can make it happen. It's hard these days, economical wise, to make tours. They say like you have to spend like 5 weeks or something before you start to make money, and that's like it's impossible for us. And even though we don't, everybody needs to pay their rents and stuff, and it's hard
Mhm.
to go out and tour and lose money.
Yeah.
So, but hopefully we can do some shows.
Yeah, and it will be lovely to have you here in Portugal. So,
That would be
I know it's very, very hard for a band like you, but if the chance comes, don't waste it.
that would be fantastic. I love Portugal.
The cover is also a masterpiece. I think it's one of the best works that you have.
Yeah,
It's once again by Eric Van Pera.
yeah.
What instructions did you gave him to create this masterpiece?
I think he had only two. I think we said we wanted to have it in blue, a kind of
Mhm.
blue cover, and we wanted a piano on the front, and we gave him the title. So then he started to, and then of course it's a little bit back and forward. He comes up with ideas, but he's amazing. It looks so nice. The vinyl looks so fantastic,
Yeah.
and I just gave one to because I met Leif 2 days ago, and I gave one to him, and he was also like he said like wow, this looks fantastic. And the record company AFM, they really did a great work because they didn't usually record companies try to cut corners to not make it too expensive, but this time they really made it look extremely beautiful. I think I have it. Well, you can see it, but it's fantastic. It looks fantastic.
Yeah, and I mean the cover also fits very well into other pieces of merch that I saw, like the hoodie and everything. It looks really,
Yeah,
really, really, really good.
yeah,
That drawing, it's perfect.
yeah. It's fantastic. Eric is fantastic. It's cool.
Yeah. Well, Marcus, I think that's it. Thank you so much for your time. Would you like to send any message to your Portuguese fans?
Yeah, it's what I said. We would love to come and play in Portugal, and hopefully we can do that this year or next year or whatever. Um, I will try to have that thing in my thoughts, because then usually if you think about things, then sometimes it happens if
Yeah.
you wish for things. So I will because I really love Portugal. It's I always had a great time there.